On February 25, 138, Emperor Hadrian adopted Antoninus Pius as his son, designating him as his successor. This strategic move ensured a smooth transition of power within the Roman Empire. Antoninus Pius later became one of the 5 good emperors, known for his effective governance and promotion of arts and sciences. In 628, Khosrau II, the last prominent Shah of the Sasanian Empire, was overthrown by his son, Kavad II. This internal coup marked a significant turning point, leading to the decline of the Sasanian Empire and its eventual conquest by Islamic forces. Facing inevitable capture by the Teutonic Knights, approximately 4,000 defenders of the Lithuanian fortress Pylonai chose to commit mass suicide on February 25, 1336. This act was seen as a final stand to preserve their honor and avoid subjugation. George Friedrich Handel's opera Nero premiered in Hamburg on February 25, 1705. While not as renowned as his later works, this early composition showcased Handel's emerging talent and contributed to his reputation as a leading Baroque composer. On February 25, 1836, Samuel Colt was granted a U.S. patent for his revolver firearm. This innovation revolutionized personal weaponry by allowing multiple shots without reloading, significantly impacting both military and civilian firearm use. British naval officer Lord George Paulet occupied the Kingdom of Hawaii on February 25, 1843, claiming it for Great Britain. This event, known as the Paulet Affair, was short-lived, as sovereignty was restored to King Kamehameha III later that year. Hiram Rhodes Revels, a Republican from Mississippi, was sworn into the U.S. Senate on February 25, 1870, becoming the first African American to serve in Congress. His appointment was a significant milestone during the Reconstruction era. The Guangxu Emperor of China's Qing dynasty began his reign on February 25, 1875, under the regency of Empress Dowager Cixi. His rule witnessed significant events, including attempts at modernization and the turmoil of the Boxer Rebellion. On February 25, 1912, Marie Adelaide ascended to the throne as the first reigning Grand Duchess of Luxembourg. Her reign was marked by political challenges, leading to her abdication in 1919. During World War I, German forces captured Fort Douaumont on February 25, 1916, without significant resistance. This event was a critical moment in the prolonged and grueling Battle of Verdun. On February 25, 1918, German troops occupied Tallinn, the capital of Estonia, effectively completing their control over the country during World War I. The capital of Georgia, Tbilisi, fell to invading Russian forces on February 25, 1921, after intense fighting. This led to the establishment of the Georgian Soviet Socialist Republic. After being stateless for 7 years, Adolf Hitler was granted German citizenship on February 25, 1932, enabling him to run for the presidency in the 1932 election. On February 25, 1933, the USS Ranger, CV-4, was launched at Newport News Shipbuilding in Virginia. Notably, it was the first U.S. Navy ship designed and built from the keel up as an aircraft carrier. The Ranger played a significant role during World War II, particularly in the Atlantic Theater, participating in operations such as Torch and Leader. As part of British air raid precautions leading up to World War II, the first Anderson shelter was constructed on February 25, 1939, in a garden in Islington, North London. Designed to protect civilians from air raids, these shelters were made of corrugated steel panels and were typically buried in gardens with earth heaped on top. By the outbreak of war, approximately 1.5 million Anderson shelters had been distributed to households in vulnerable areas. On February 25, 1941, the outlawed Communist Party of the Netherlands organized a general strike in German-occupied Amsterdam to protest against the Nazi persecution of Dutch Jews. Known as the February Strike, it was one of the first direct actions against the Nazis' anti-Jewish policies in Europe. The Allied Control Council formally proclaimed the abolition of Prussia on February 25, 1947. This decision marked the end of Prussia as a political entity, a process that had begun with the Preußenschlag of 1932, where the Prussian government was effectively dissolved. On the same day, Soviet NKVD forces in Hungary abducted Bela Kovács, the Secretary-General of the majority independent smallholders party, and deported him to the USSR. His arrest was a significant turning point in the communist takeover of Hungary. In a coup d'état led by Klement Gottwald on February 25, 1948, the Communist Party of Czechoslovakia seized control of the government in Prague, effectively ending the Third Czechoslovak Republic and establishing a communist regime. The inaugural Pan-American Games were officially opened in Buenos Aires, Argentina, on February 25, 1951, by President Juan Perón. The event featured athletes from across the Americas competing in various sports. On February 25, 1956, Soviet leader Nikita Khrushchev delivered his speech on the cult of personality and its consequences, in which he denounced Joseph Stalin's dictatorial rule and cult of personality. This speech marked a significant shift in Soviet politics and led to a period of de-Stalinization. On February 25, 1980, the government of Suriname was overthrown in a military coup led by Desi Bouterse. This event marked the beginning of a period of military rule in the country. On February 25, 1986, after 20 years of rule, President Ferdinand Marcos fled the Philippines amid the People Power Revolution. Corazon Aquino subsequently became the nation's first female president. The Warsaw Pact, a collective defense treaty among 8 communist states of Central and Eastern Europe during the Cold War, was officially disbanded on February 25, 1991, at a meeting in Budapest. On February 25, 1994, American-Israeli extremist Baruch Goldstein committed a mass shooting at the Cave of the Patriarchs in Hebron, resulting in the deaths of 29 Palestinian worshippers and over 100 injuries before he was disarmed and killed by survivors. Alitalia Flight 1553 crashed at Genoa Cristoforo Colombo Airport in Italy on February 25, 1999, resulting in the deaths of 4 individuals. On February 25, 2009, soldiers of the Bangladesh Rifles mutinied at their headquarters in Pilkhana, Dhaka, leading to 74 deaths, including 57 army officials.